The Adventure of the Blue Carbuncle, written by Arthur Conan Doyle. So let's know about the author first. Arthur Conan Doyle was born in Edinburgh, Scotland. He was a novelist and writer of detective and science fiction. His famous detective Sherlock Holmes and his friend Dr. Watson are immortal characters. Some of his works are A Study in Scarlet, The Sign of Four, The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes, and The Howard of the Baskervilles. The Adventure of the Blue Carbuncle is one of 56 short Sherlock Holmes stories, the seventh story of 12 in the collection, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. It was published in the Strand magazine in January 1892 for the first time. The Adventure of the Blue Carbuncle is set during the Christmas period and commences with Dr. Watson visiting his old friend Holmes at 221B Baker Street. Watson decides to go visit Holmes 2 days after Christmas to wish him a happy holiday. Watson finds Holmes at home sitting on a sofa in his purple dressing gown. Holmes has recently been examining an old hat which Watson thinks might be connected to a crime. Holmes tells Watson as how he got this hat. Peterson, a commissioner or a hotel attendant who is familiar with both Holmes and Watson, is walking home at around 4 a.m. on Christmas morning. As he is walking, Peterson comes across a group of thugs bullying a tall man with a goose slung over his shoulder. One of the thugs manages to knock the hat off the head of this tall man, and he raises his cane at them, accidentally breaking a shop window behind him. Peterson runs over to the group to break it up, but because he is wearing a uniform, they all think he is a cop. The thugs take off in one direction and the tall man in the other, leaving behind both his goose and his hat. Peterson, being an honest man, came to Holmes in the hope that both could be returned to their rightful owner. Holmes returned the goose to Peterson so that his wife could cook, as the goose was starting to spoil, and the detective was now building up a picture of the hat's owner. A card addressed to Mrs. Henry Baker has been attached to the bird, and the fact that the initials HB were imprinted on the brim of the hat suggested that the hat belonged to Mr. Henry Baker. Holmes deduces that Henry Baker is an intelligent man based on the size of the hat, is less well off than he had once been based on the outdated style of the hat, and he is a man of self-respect based on the attempts to hide the condition of the hat. Watson scoffs at some of these deductions and is hardly convinced at all. It is at this point that Peterson returns to Baker Street. He tells that during the preparation of the bird for cooking, his wife had discovered a blue diamond in the throat of the goose. A blue diamond is the blue carbuncle, a precious stone that is being reported as being stolen from the hotel room of the Countess of Morcar. The theft had reportedly occurred at the Hotel Cosmopolitan, and whilst the police had a suspect, John Horner, in custody, there had been no sign of the blue carbuncle. The problem of lost goose had now turned into a serious crime for Holmes to solve. Holmes places an advertisement in the evening papers asking Henry Baker to come to Baker Street to retrieve his lost belongings. Later in the evening, Henry Baker does make an appearance. It soon becomes obvious that the deductions made about the hat's owner were correct. But it is also obvious that Henry Baker knows nothing about the blue carbuncle. Henry Baker is more upset about the loss of the bird than the contents. Although Holmes gives Henry Baker a fresh bird to compensate, if Henry Baker knows nothing about the blue carbuncle, how did the stone end up in the goose? Holmes manages to use this information via a trip to an inn and a visit to a poultry stand in a public market to trace the bird all the way to a Mrs. Oxshott at Brixton Road. Just as Holmes and Watson are leaving the Covent Garden poultry stand and planning to visit Mrs. Oxshott in the morning, they hear a tussle. The guy who sold Mrs. Oxshott's geese to the innkeeper, who then supplied Henry Baker, is named Breckenridge. He is in the middle of an argument, a little man who's asking about Mrs. Oxshott's geese. Breckenridge is getting really annoyed at all of these people asking about Mrs. Oxshott this and Mrs. Oxshott that, and refuses to talk to the little guy too. Holmes stops the little fellow as he is walking away from the poultry stand. Holmes says he knows all. He knows that the man is trying to trace a goose that has passed from Mrs. Oxshott to Breckenridge to Windigate, that is Alpha innkeeper, to Henry Baker. Phew! The little guy is delighted by Holmes' knowledge, and together he, Holmes and Watson flag down a cab. The little man first gives a false name, John Robinson, but then confesses that he is really James Ryder, an employee of the Hotel Cosmopolitan. Just remember the guy who fingered John Horner as the thief of the Countess's blue carbuncle. As they sit in the cab together, he looks nervous. Now Ryder confesses that the Countess's maid, Catherine Cusack, told him about the stone. Holmes then fills in the rest. Ryder knows that Horner had been brought up on charges of theft before, so the cops would naturally be more suspicious of that other guy anyway. Ryder invents something for Horner to do in the Countess's room, and then once Horner leaves, Ryder and Cusack go through her jewels and have Horner arrested for the crime. Ryder begs Sherlock Holmes for mercy. He explains everything. The morning of December 22nd, once Horner is arrested, Ryder runs away from the hotel at once. The thing is, Ryder hasn't planned this thing very well. So now that he has the jewel, he doesn't actually know what to do with it. Ryder goes to his sister's place, where he can lay low for a little while and think of what to do. Ryder wants to fence the stone, that is, hand it off to someone who knows what to do with stolen goods, so he can get some cash. But he needs to figure out a way to keep the jewel hidden while he brings it to his friend. Ryder sees his sister's flock of geese out back and has a brilliant idea. He will stuff the jewel down the throat of one man. Since his sister promised him a bird for Christmas, he'll use its body as a kind of jewelry case for transporting the stone. His sister lets him pick out a bird He then kills it and brings it to a friend who's done some time and probably knows something about selling stolen stuff. But once the men cut open the bird's throat, there's nothing there. The fool has mixed up which word is which. That's the story Ryder tells Holmes, and then he falls apart crying on the floor. Since he's ruined his good name now without ever having seen a penny for his crime, Holmes is disgusted and just tells the guy to get out. Ryder runs off. Holmes explains his actions to Watson. After all, it's not his job to do what the police can't. Ryder will be so frightened by this brush with the law that he will never go wrong again. And anyway, there isn't enough of a case against Horner to send him to jail. So Holmes concludes, just want to let this one go. Let's eat dinner. So that's all. I hope you liked the story. Goodbye.